As you all know, I love Mega Man. I mean, can you imagine if I made an entire channel with a Mega Man mascot and talked about a completely different series? That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, Mega Man's pretty neat, and I especially like the classic series. I personally think Classic Mega Man is one of the most consistent game series ever made. I can pick up almost any classic game and have a good time. But I did say almost. Mega Man has some low points, and the level I'm talking about today is one of the lowest. If you saw the thumbnail, you might be thinking one of three things. 1. I wonder what stage he's going to talk about. 2. What? Dustman's stage isn't that bad. Or 3. I completely understand and sympathize with you. Today we're talking about Dustman's stage, the Game Boy version. The first 4 Game Boy Mega Man games take stages and bosses from the NES and condense them down to work on Game Boy hardware. Most of the time, it's pretty fun. But the third Game Boy game, often called Mega Man World 3, is pretty frustrating. It's filled with a ton of precise jumps, annoying enemy placement, and tedious level design. These permeate throughout the entire game, but it's definitely at its worst in Dustman's stage. First off, these pits. Having large jumps on their own is already pretty annoying, but Dustman's stage has these infinitely respawning dust cleaners coming out of pits. So before almost every pit jump in the stage, you have to shoot the enemy, and then jump. Otherwise, you'll die. Every pit you have to stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. It gets really old, really quick. Accompanying this at times are the aforementioned super wide jumps. This is where it goes from being an annoyance to an actual problem. Making wide jumps generally means getting your position right so you can time the jump. But the need to shoot the respawning enemy before you can jump can interrupt your flow of thought. It's really easy to make a mistake, and then it's back to the start. So you've got all of that and some annoying enemy placement in the first half of the stage. It's certainly not good, but not quite the worst yet. That's where the second half of the stage comes in. The Dust Crusher. Now, this part isn't actually that hard. The issue is, it takes forever. The checkpoint for the level happens right at the start of the Dust Crusher section. So every time you die, you have to go shoot these same blocks, try not to get crushed to insta-death, back and forth, and It takes about 2 minutes on average, and this time adds up when attempting the stage. But after this is by far the worst section of the level. Annoying enemy placement, some wide jumps, some jumps that don't look hard but require an extreme amount of precision. Oh my god. I've died to almost every single trap in this section, and if I weren't using save states for the purpose of recording footage, I might have gone insane. It all ultimately culminates in this. A jump that requires rush coil over a bed of spikes that's also pixel precise. Why? And for people thinking, oh, why don't you just rush jet through it? Well, you'll never guess what stage you have to beat to get rush jet in this game. I'm suffering. If it weren't for the fact that you could damage boost through, I might have just given up here. And after all of that, well, the rest of the stage isn't that bad, honestly. And I managed to beat Dustman in 2 tries using the Buster. But if you die at any time before Dustman, you have to deal with all of that crap again. I think that's why this stage is bad. In Mega Man stages, there's generally 1 or 2 hard sections. Get past those, and you're good. In this one, there's like 20. And the parts that aren't hard often take a while. It's extremely taxing to try to go through all of this in 3 lives, and the more you play, the more frustrated you get. Dustman stage is the very worst of Mega Man World 3 emphasized tenfold, and also why this game is one of my least favorites in the series. And that's all the time we have today. Join me next week when we cover Not Mega Man. April Fools!